Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday night reading, writing, productivity, whatever you want sprints. I always pause because I have to think, what day is it? It's definitely Thursday. I'm 99% sure of it. So we're joined today by my lovely friend Kasia, who's been on lots and lots of times before, but Catherine is here in the sort of flesh today. You call it in the flesh when you're on a TV screen, I don't know. So we've chatted a lot in the comments, haven't we, on social media, and met at MCM, was it?
MCM, yeah.
All the conventions start to blur together in my head. I'm like, was it Yalk? Was it MCM? Was it Campway, Northern Violet Fest? There have been a few this year. Hopefully I'll see you at some of the ones that are happening later this year as well.
Yes.
But thank you both for coming on screen tonight. I'm looking forward to chatting to people. There's lots of people in the comments already talking about what they're reading. Looking forward to being really productive. I've got lots of writing to do, but first let's jump to you two and you can let us know what you're planning to do tonight, and then we'll head to the comments. Kasia, I feel like I might be able to rely on you for some spooky reading, being that it feels like on Halloween reading season, like we're coming into our own, like this is our time.
Yeah, I'm starting to stress out a little bit. It's like decisions need to be made. And I'm starting to stress out, but it is a weird day today because it's like the last day of the month. So I'm trying to finish the last book that I have to read for the month. So I am finishing Still Mary. Because I started it before my holidays, and then I am a crazy person. So I had planned, I think like 8 to 16 videos for my holiday. So I was so busy planning videos that I never finished the book, and I didn't take it with me to holidays because it's like such a chunky book. So I'm 70% into the book. I'm confident I might finish it today.
Oh, exciting.
It's really good, but it's quite weird and disturbing, and the horror elements keep changing. Like you think it's gonna go in one direction and then it takes you to another path. So I'm excited to see how it's gonna end because I don't really know. But yeah, it's a wild ride, I would say.
I feel like I'm scared. If you say it's wild and disturbing, then I'm not sure whether I can handle it.
I think you can handle it.
Okay. It hasn't hit any of my like pressure points yet then from the sound.
I don't think it has anything that it's like a no-go for you.
Okay. I do really want to read it. I keep seeing it. And have you read Mayfly yet? Have I said that right? I keep seeing that.
No, I haven't read it.
It gives me kind of similar vibes to Mary from what people have said, and I want to read both of them, but I haven't even picked them up yet. So I'll have to get to it at some point. How about you, Catherine? Are you planning to read tonight?
I am going to be reading tonight, and I'm starting a massive tome.
Oh, what is it?
It's Kingdom of Ash, the final Sarah J. Maas book for the Throne of Glass series.
Oh, okay. Is that a reread for you or a first read?
This is the first time. So I was reading them. I sort of read them last year, back like one a month. And then in December, I was meant to read Kingdom of Ash, and I got a bit sort of like, I can't face it because they're all so big. And now I'm just like, do you know what? I finally want to finish it. So it will take me a long time. I feel like it's probably going to take me at least like 2 or 3 weeks because it's just so big. But I'll try and make a little start tonight.
I'll be interested to see what you think. So I didn't ever finish the series. I got to, is it Empire of Storms? Is that about the 3rd or 4th one in?
Yeah, that's the fifth book.
Oh, so I got a bit further than I thought. Yeah,
I put them all here in a box.
Cool. I got halfway through and for whatever reason just stopped reading. I wasn't not enjoying it. I just, sometimes you just lose interest, and then you're like, I'll put it down for now, and I've just not gone back to it like years later. So I probably will at some point, but I think I've forgotten what happened in the first 4 books, so it maybe needs to be a reread if I'm going to do it. So this is why I keep putting it off. Like even talking about it now is giving me like anxiety because, like you said, it's chunky fantasy books.
I had to go online and find a really in-depth sort of review and synopsis of the last book before this one, because otherwise I would have just gone in sort of like, I don't remember who you are and what you were doing and where you were, but I feel like I'm sort of caught up, but I guess I'll just get there once I keep going through.
That's the problem with the series, isn't it? This is why I think I shy away from series. Is why am I writing one? What am I doing to myself? Because I find them really difficult. Like as a reader, it's hard as a writer as well to try and like pack in the information to remind people what the heck is going on. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying to finish writing Mina and the Cold tonight because I really, really, really need to send it to my editor, and I've got probably 2 scenes left to write, maybe 3, and I'm in the middle of a really difficult climactic scene. So if you see lots of face scrunching, it's because there's far too many characters that I'm trying to wrangle and like make them behave and all talk at the right moment and not forget. Sometimes I forget that they're in the scene, and I go a couple pages and like, oh, that person was there. So I'm at this moment of like, I don't think I'm a first drafter. I think I'm better at editing, I'm realizing, because I find first drafting quite stressful to try and keep all the plates spinning. But I also I really want to finish reading this book because it's a like summery romantic. It's an adult, I think it's going to be a romance, but I haven't read lots of it. Set in 1932 about a girl whose parents have basically told her, you're going to get married in September, surprise. So she goes off to art school to have this like one final summer of fun and this bohemian lifestyle. And I think she's going to want to stay there from what it says on the back. So I've only just started it, but I really wanted to read this before spooky season, so I've kind of missed the boat slightly, but I'm going to do that anyway. And I'm also reading this Every Exquisite Thing. It's a Dorian Gray retelling that comes out in a couple of weeks by Laura Stephen. It's really good, but it's quite dark. It's about like kind of addiction and particularly like disordered eating and things like that. So it's quite a difficult read. So it's one of those, I'm really enjoying it, but I'm like reading a little bit at a time because it's quite a lot to process and think about. So yeah, definitely writing. And if I somehow manage to finish this book tonight, then I will read some other books. But I think I'm going to be writing, right? I said I'd send it this week. I feel like I'm going to be writing right to the end of the week, to be honest. So let's see what the people in the comments are doing, and then we can jump probably to the first sprint and then have a chat afterwards about how we're getting on. Hello, Amelia. Hi, Sharon. Oh, hello. It's been a while. Thank you for coming back on sprints. I don't know about you, it's getting to the time of year where I feel like I can feel the end of the year approaching, and I think the sprints are really good for helping us to tick off some of those targets like reading, writing, productivity ones. I know it's only August. I know it's technically still summer, but I'm already feeling the end of year anxiety. 2024 is like looking at me. Hi, Ellie. Hello. Hello. Lots of nice friendly faces as there always are in the chat tonight. The Sea. That's a good title. Do either of you know what that is?
I have seen Molly's has sent me a picture of it, and it's kind of creepy. Yeah, the cover is kind of creepy.
I guessed it might be.
Sure
Seep makes me think like gross things are going to happen. I'm quite intrigued to know what is seeping. Do I want to know, Marlos? That's the question. Let us know in the comments if it's something that we want to know. Hi, Paula. Oh, yes. Please let me know, Sharon, if I'm going to be able to understand it. Because every time people come on, they say it's brilliant, but it's completely confusing. Have you read it, Catherine?
I've read 70 pages and then sort of went, I don't know if I understand, and shut it and put it back. But also I read in the first 70 pages kind of thought, I'm going to enjoy this, but I'm not sure that I'm in the mood for it.
Okay.
And then because I enjoyed the first 70 pages, I then went on and bought the next 2. So I have them all and I've committed.
This sounds like a very familiar thing. I do this. I get really excited by a whole series and then get sort of paralyzed by fear of the fact that I own this whole series I haven't read any of and don't read them. And on repeat. I can't wait to hear what you think of it, Sharon. Excellent. Hello. Yeah, I think Paula was the person who made me think, and again, you saying it, Catherine, too, like it sounds like it might be a little bit much for me. I'm not sure whether I can cope with confusion. Kings of the Wild, that sounds like a fantasy book with the Y positioning there. Have either of you come across that one?
It is a fantasy. I haven't read it, but yeah. I majoritarily read fantasy, so that's probably like 80% of my shelves.
Excellent. Well, you can feel like the fantasy knowledge today, because I think me and Kasha isn't necessarily. I think we both read bits of it, don't we? But like not any huge amount. And I think the ones I've seen you read, Kasha, seem to be like fantasy plus some horror or fantasy plus something else.
I tried fantasy when I joined BookTube, but I figured out that it's not exactly where my heart is at. Like I don't like these super long fantasy series. I've only tried like popular things like Akotar and stuff like that. Maybe some more adult fantasy work for me, because I do love A Song of Ice and Fire as one of my favorite fantasy series, which will never be completed. It's sad but true. Let's face it. But Maybe I should read more adult fantasy. I don't know.
Maybe it's like with fantasy, you need to find that sweet spot. Like some people like all fantasy, don't they? Of the complete escapism. But I think I need it to be accessible and like grounded in some version of reality that I recognize. Like Legends and Lattes is an example where I absolutely loved it. I felt that the fantasy didn't get in the way of me understanding what was going on, like the place names and the people and like what kind of classes of like creature. I don't know if that's the right word. Classes of, I can't even think, like, you know, like what they are, like the orcs and stuff like that. Like I kind of understood what everybody was, so I felt fine with that. But as soon as I get confused, it's just like game over for me. I can't do it. Yeah, see, necromancers in space. I don't know about the space part, but the necromancers, yes. I'm with it until you say space, then I'm just not sure. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. I'm really hopeful that I can finish a whole book tonight. Please, everybody, just spare a thought for my poor brain. Hi, Liam. Yay, she's back.
Hi,
We've
Liam.
brought her back to sprints. Exciting. Thank you. I just hope it's good. I'm at that stage where I've written a first draft and I always forget that first drafts are terrible. And I'm like, this isn't as good as my other books, but it's because they were so heavily edited and I went through them so many times. So yeah, thank you. That's what I need, a little bit of moral support right now. Writing endings is hard. Yay, thank you. Working on it. I totally understood typos in the comments. I'm forever like writing a comment and then instantly regretting my typos on every social media. Hi. Excellent. Just in time for the book club chat tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Kev, help. Is it tomorrow, the book club? Yeah. So tomorrow, anybody who's been reading You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight with the Y Book Club, we're chatting about it tomorrow at 7:30 BST. Very excited. There's a lot I want to unpick with this one. Yay, me too, Raymond. Nice to see you. Yes, I think that's what a lot of us are doing, but I've just missed the boat with mine because I've only just started it. Okay, so yeah, we're right in the vein of it being something a little weird. Never heard of that author, so I'll have to check that out. Yeah, this is so common, isn't it? People either love it or say that they just didn't have a clue what was going on. Yeah, I mean, maybe if you two decide to do that, I'll jump in on that and try and be brave. Yeah, agreed, Sharon. I think even if it's grounded in reality, I can cope too. I think Amelia's trying to convince us all. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I'll jump in on that if you want me there. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Awesome. Maybe we need to do this next year. Anybody who wants to read Gideon, we should maybe set up a little group and try and make it happen. And Catherine, if you feel like you want to give it another go.
Ready to tackle it then, yeah, maybe. I don't think I'm going to be in short supply of other things to read, so I'm sure I can wait.
It's really stressful. I did my September TBR, and then as I was doing it, realised I'd picked like 8 kind of B-movie type slashers. So I don't know whether I need to rethink. Nice. I might be sick of slashers because I've put stuff like Tastes Like Candy and The Cotton Candy Massacre. Why are they all about candy? I don't know. Camp Slaughter, I think it's called, by Sergio Gomez.
Yes.
So yeah, I just accidentally put a pile of like slashers that are either going to really land for me or be ridiculous. And I don't know whether I'll be able to cope. But yeah. So I've done the first time I've ever set a TBR, and then I think I might go rogue already. Especially because a really cool book arrived. I think it's called Read, Scream, Repeat. It's a middle grade horror anthology that's just come out today. That arrived, and I went, oh, just film a TBR video, and another book's arrived. It's so difficult, Sharon, because yeah, I mean, the 14th of September, there's my book comes out. Sorry, little plug, Taste of Darkness anthology. If anybody's interested, this comes out. Laura's Every Exquisite Thing, and what else?
The new Cynthia Murphy book.
Yep, Cynthia Murphy's Welcome to Camp Killer, and there's something else, Into the Woods by Gabriel Dillon, the middle grade Shiver Point, which is like a Goosebumps type series, and they're all brilliant. So good luck, everybody, trying to choose between them. I'm assuming this is going to be brilliant. I've nearly finished it.
I also have the new Stephen King book coming out.
What's that? Sorry.
The new Stephen King book is coming out. It's my joy every year.
Is that Holly? The Mr. Mercedes one. Yeah, I need that. I love the Mr. Mercedes books. I don't know whether they're bringing it out in the new editions, you know, the Ultimate Storyteller ones that I'm collecting. So I need to check because I can't.
I think it's coming out in hardback to start with.
Oh, is it? I might have to wait then because I can't face. I've just like really committed to buying these paperback editions. I can't bring myself to buy one that doesn't match. Everybody says this when I mention Tastes Like Candy. Maybe I'll read that one first. It looks so good. Yeah, maybe I will like it then if there's not too much world building. It's normally the world building that I get really scared and lost and confused in fantasy. Okay, let's go to a sprint. I think it's a good time. So if anybody's not been here before, we usually do 40 minutes chat, 40 minutes chat, and then 30 minutes. And we tend to finish between 10 and 10:15 BST. Soon GMT, won't it? Just when I get you saying British summertime, it'll change. I've never really understood that. But yeah, for now, so we tend to go for about 3.5 hours. So if either of you two get tired or bored or any other reason need to go, that is absolutely fine at any point. Just marking where we're up to in the comments so I don't get lost. Okay, so we will start the sprint and I'll see everybody in 40 minutes. Good luck. Hello, and we're back. This been done. How did everybody do? How did you get on, Catherine?
I read 27 pages.
Nice.
And
How are you feeling about it so far?
yeah, I'm starting to remember things from the other books, and then I'm also remembering that each chapter it follows different people, so I'm now trying to have to compartmentalize them in my brain of who's doing what and when. So yeah, but it's good so far.
Oh, good. And do you feel like you're kind of jumping back into it, like the voice and the characters and stuff, and like because it's been a while since you read the other ones?
Yeah, I feel like I'm remembering why I really like her writing, and I'm kind of a bit like annoyed that I was like didn't go straight into it when I finished the other one, but it's okay. I'm here now.
I bet that once you read a little bit and you kind of into the swing of it, it won't matter how long it's been in between. But yeah, I'm glad you picked it up now. It sounds like if you'd left it any longer, I think it would have been maybe too hard to follow what was going on in the other books. Oh, brilliant. How about you, Kasha? How's Mary going?
Mary's not doing well at the moment.
Oh,
I'm sad to report. Now I'm nearly finished, but it's getting quite like messed up, I would say. It's a book, it's a kind of a psychological aspect to it. I thought it was going to be more straightforward story about a serial killer with some other horror elements, but it's getting quite psychologically disturbing in the second half. And we're getting to the point where it's pretty messed up. But I still feel like it's not extremely gory descriptive or something that would be too much for you. There's nothing too extreme about kids or anything like that. You might find it maybe a bit intense, I guess.
it sounds it. I'm still
For me, it's fine, but I can understand why some people said this book terrified them and it was a lot and stuff. Like, I can see why.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the people I know who've read it are fairly big, like horror fans, and they've all said it's really good. But I'm like, but sometimes they're a little bit braver than me, so I don't know. We'll see. I have I've looked for sour candy. I just can't find it. So at some point, Paul, I'm going to have to either get another copy or accept defeat and just like buy it again. Annoyed when I know I've got it somewhere. Yeah, that's a good idea. If anybody's wanting to read Gideon the Ninth, I think that'd be fun. Do that together. Hi, thank you for joining us. Hello. Oh, sorry about the cat. Happens every time, doesn't it, to somebody?
I have to be really careful that it doesn't wake my cat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, maybe mute it at the crucial moment.
She's sound asleep at the moment, so.
Okay, good. It's the problem, isn't it? Like pets and children are in danger of like causing havoc in sprints, like mine. I mean, you've probably seen he tries to make an appearance at sprints quite regularly, but just do without that. I'd prefer him to sleep. And Paula likes it as a last book, so hopefully you'll be happy as well. Oh, thank you for joining us, Laura. Oops. Sorry, my comments are jumping around everywhere. Amelia's getting everybody to read Gideon. Great. That sounds so productive, Ellie. I don't know how you squeeze so much in sprints. Yeah, I mean, it's like that, isn't it? When you read a really good series, that's the thing. Like, I don't always finish a series, but when you do and you've kind of committed to it, it's like a really good feeling. You make me want to read them again. I'm confused. I haven't got the headspace to read more Sarah J. Maas books right now. So I'm still in this really difficult scene that I'm writing. I'm hoping tonight I'll get that scene wrapped up and then at least one more in after it. But it's just a weird feeling to be getting close to the end of like a book that I've been thinking about for so long, and like it's weird. It's like a bit emotional. I think I just need to do it now. I need to like rip the bandage off and just get on with it. Let's see, the comments are jumping around. Yeah, I at some point I need to go back to them, but yeah, I do think it's going to end up being a reread. Ah, okay, interesting. I always end up doing that. When there's extra material in the book, like I buy the book because it's got an extra something in it, and I so often like don't get around to reading it. Although the new Anna Dressed in Blood book has got like a little new novella in it, and I'll definitely read that. But yeah, apart from that, Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Paul.
We need Mina. We need Mina.
Yeah, thank you. People keep recommending to me like things I should be reading and watching. And I'm like, I can't, because this year I've written 2 books and worked on the short story anthology, and that just feels like as much headspace as I've got right now. And I'm hoping to start writing another one towards the end of the year, but I just don't know. It depends how Mina editing goes. Yeah, fingers crossed. There's just a lot. There's a lot bouncing around my head at the minute. Okay, I think it might be time for another sprint. So we'll do another 40 minutes. Are you two both carrying on reading the same books?
Yeah, I'm a 1 book girl now. I used to try and do 2 or 3 sometimes, and then it just got too chaotic. So no, just 1 book.
Oh, you need to teach me your ways, because I want to be that. And every year I say I'm going to do it, and then I slip into, as you just saw, I've got like the pile of books that I'm trying to read all at the same time at the minute. How about you, Kasia? You're so close, aren't you? You're going to try and finish Mary?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to finish it. And I was like kind of browsing to see how much I have left, if there's like extra material, and there's an afterword.
Oh.
And I love the title of the afterword, because this book is written by a male, and the afterword is said, "What's this asshole doing writing a book about menopause?" That's how it's called. And I'm like, I like this guy. Which is something that I mentioned. Yeah.
I do think it's really interesting. Like I read when I was pregnant, or I don't know whether maybe when Nathan was really small, I read a book written by a man about a pregnant woman, and I was like, oh, like it's a choice, isn't it, to write from the perspective of something that you haven't experienced. I think it takes quite a lot of confidence to do that, and to know that if you're going to research it, like I think, like for example, I have lesbians in my book, and I'm not a lesbian, but it felt close enough to my experience, and from doing research and getting people to read it who could speak to the experience, I felt like I could kind of cover that, because it wasn't what the book was about. But I think that when the whole book is about that, that's like a really bold move. I'll be interested what you think, Kasia, by the end, like whether it feels satisfying. And like, do you think so far that it feels quite convincing, like a woman could have written it?
Yeah, like when I started reading the book, to be honest, I did not know if the author was female or male, because it's called Nat Cassidy. So I was like, I don't really know. It's not like I didn't even care. I just picked up the book because it was recommended and stuff, and I didn't really know who the author was. And I was reading, and it was about this woman that it's about to hit 50, and she's having, kind of like a life crisis, and she's not married, she doesn't have kids, and she might be starting menopause and all of that. And I was like, oh, this is like really well written from like a perspective of someone going through all of that, and her thoughts and stuff. And then I realized it was written by a guy, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing that now. So it's like, oh, so like I think it's really well done. So I don't know what kind of research he did or something. Maybe he explains that in the afterwards. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I suppose you can experience things through people as well, so you don't know whether like having like maybe seen the experience or something. But it's interesting that they went for that name as well, because I know I've got friends who are authors who kind of went for a fairly like gender neutral sounding name, because in certain fields, like say like middle grade horror, like I think some people like, will it come down, like what will it come across like if I'm a young woman versus if I'm a male author? And I find it really interesting that people have to like think about that still in modern society. But yeah, I do just wonder with writing about that subject and then the name kind of not shown either way is interesting. I can't wait to hear what you think by the end and when you've read the afterword. How many pages have you got left?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
I don't want you to accidentally read something when you flick.
I think maybe 50, 60 pages, something like that.
Ooh, so maybe in the next 2 sprints, depending how fast you read and how big the font is and stuff, you might be able to get there.
Yeah, I think I'll finish it tonight, which is good, because then tomorrow I can start with a clean slate, because I have all of these new releases piled up waiting for me. So then tomorrow I'm like, 1st of September, my TBR is clean. I can start now. It feels good.
I'm reading like 5 books. No. It's going to take me half the month to even finish. I'm such a chaotic mess. I don't know why I do this to myself. But yeah, okay. I'm not going to be jealous of you, Kasia. It's fine. I feel very happy for you. One day I will be there too. Okay, let's jump to a sprint. I think I've caught up on the comments. Oh, nearly got. Yes, Paula's just giving you that bit of motivation. You've got this.
Tonight it's going down.
Yeah. definitely. I'm excited. I feel like I'm as excited as if I was reading the book. I just really want to know how you're going to feel at the end of this one.
I don't know, but I know that it's coming out with a new book soon. I don't know if it's already October. I like the author's coming out with a new book, and I'm like, I need to read Mary first.
Yes.
But after this, I think I'm gonna pick it up for sure. So
awesome. Well, that's good that they've made you kind of want to read the next one. That's definitely a good sign. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to get this book. It's decided. I'm adding it to the list. Right, let's get to the sprint and then we can catch up in 40 minutes and see how everybody is doing. See you on the other side. Sorry, I was not quite ready then. Too engrossed in what I was doing. How did you get on, Kasha? Did you finish it? Are you nearly finished?
Yeah, I am reading the afterword now, so I'm finished.
Okay, so how was the book? Like, you've read the whole story, but you just got the last little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed all of it. I think I'm more of a fan, maybe of the first half, just because it was a bit more grounded in reality, and then we went a little bit more in other directions and went more psychological. But I really enjoyed it. I would still recommend it, and I want to read more by the author. So I don't think, I mean, there's a couple of mentions of kids, but I don't think it's anything too harsh. There's no like extreme violence or anything like that, so I don't think it's gonna bother you. But yeah.
I think I need to read it. It's like, it's one of those weird ones. I think it seems to polarize people a little bit and, like, I don't know, leave you with like weird feelings at the end of it.
Yeah, it gets really weird. It gets really, I wouldn't say like cosmic or anything like that in that direction, but it gets quite weird. I just don't want to say anything that happens in the second half because,
Yeah, I
spoilers.
get that. It's hard, isn't it, with some books where the thing you really want to discuss is the spoiler. That's why I liked in the book club, because
Yeah.
you just like no holds barred. I do the Fictional Hangover podcast quite a bit as well, and they're great because they talk about the books with spoilers in. It's actually quite refreshing to be able to talk about my own books with like everything that happens in them. So yeah, okay, we'll leave it there, Kasha, so you don't end up like talking yourself into a corner that you can't get out of. Well, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and you'll have to let us know what the afterword is like when you get a chance to finish. How about you, Catherine? How's the Sergio Mass going?
Good. I read another 40 pages, so I'm nearly 100 pages in.
Speeding up, I feel like, is a good sign with the books. I think, did you read a little less in the first one?
Yeah, I did read a little less in the first one because I went to the kitchen and I made a hot chocolate. It felt like hot chocolate weather.
It's more the kind of snacks. I know, I was thinking that literally as I was driving home today. I was like, oh, we don't have any hot chocolate in, and like autumn started without me. And I don't know whether you do like pumpkin spice coffees, you two, but I'm not really a big coffee drinker, so I need to try and figure out how I can incorporate pumpkin spice into my like non-coffee drinking for the season, because I always feel like I miss out with that.
I've never had pumpkin spice, so I like coffee, but I've just never had pumpkin spice because I'm too scared because I don't know whether I'll like it, so I don't want to commit the money to trying it if I don't know.
Yeah, the disappointment of that first sip and being like, oh no, I've done that with syrupy stuff in the past and it doesn't always go well.
Yeah.
How about you, Kasha? Are you a pumpkin spicer?
Yes, but I also have like regular coffee, just pumpkin spice flavor, so it's not like a syrup. It's like grounded coffee that tastes a little bit like pumpkin spice, so I like that as well. But any way that I can get pumpkin spice, I'm gonna get it. Like any chance I go to the city or somewhere where I can get it, I'm gonna get it.
I'm going around to my friends on Halloween to do some baking, and I've never had pumpkin pie before, I don't think. And we're gonna bake a pumpkin pie, so I'm quite excited about that. I feel like that's the pinnacle of pumpkin spice, isn't it? So hopefully I'm gonna like it.
I've never carved a pumpkin, so there you go.
Oh, maybe that's a resolution for you this year. We did it last year with my son, and he was like too little to join in properly with the carving, like, because obviously knives 3-year-old. But I feel like this year he could kind of maybe with a little knife he could have a go at like cutting into it a bit. He enjoyed scooping all the guts out of it. Yeah, it's fun. I'd recommend it. They smell pretty gross though while you're doing it. Just warning. Like, I'm always shocked at how like pungent it is when you first cut that pumpkin open. But yeah, we did the last 2 years. I think we've done like they go to a pumpkin field and pick one out. Although they're not actually growing there. Generally, they're just laid on the ground. I think they ordered them in like giant batches and just spread them around the field as opposed to actually growing them where we go. So it's a bit like fake and commercial, but good fun. Okay, let's see how the people in the comments are doing, and then maybe we can go to a sprint. Hi, Ashlyn. Excellent. Yes, we're doing well so far. I'm excited about your new project. Hope it's like you're buzzing about it still and enjoying it. Yes. I mean, I think that's perfectly legit response, Sharon, to Gideon. Maybe when we read it, Sharon can be like a support to help us explain it to us if we're all struggling. Nice. Oh, that's amazing. nearly halfway there. Well done, Ellie. Oh, Wild Wire. I like that. I have Wild Nathans quite regularly, so I get that. Yeah, I mean, sleep versus jumping on the bed with your mum sounds, yeah, there's no contest really, is there? I think that often when I see toddlers do really random stuff, I think that their behavior, like, generally is what adults would do if we didn't have, like, you know, the kind of societal, like, what would people think of us thing. Like when they have tantrums and stuff, I'm like, yeah, actually that looks quite satisfying. Yeah, also get that. I really get that. Glad everybody agrees. Hot chocolate season. Oh, pumpkin spice tea, Paula. I need to try that. Yeah, maybe the tea might be the answer, though. I'm quite excited about that. Yes, I need to. I can't believe I've never made it before because I love everything about pumpkin spice Baileys. I don't really drink Baileys, but it kind of sounds quite intriguing. Oh, Paula, maybe we need your recipe. We've been looking at different options. Ooh, sounds like people are going into some like dark corners of pumpkin spice now. Yum, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I have been ordering the tins of it to do cooking with this year, and that is really, really good. They are an absolute pain to cook. Yum. Oh, okay, sold. Thank you, Paula, for that. I'm going to order some of that. I love Bird and Blend. If anybody hasn't ordered from Bird and Blend and you're a tea fan, they are excellent. There's like so many random flavors. I got chocolate digestive and Biscoff last time, although they didn't call it Biscoff, like, because of, you know, copyright. It's like toffee flavored caramelized biscuit tea or something. I'm going to go a bit rogue here because we haven't done absolutely loads of talking. We started on time. How do you feel about doing a 40-minute sprint, you two? If it's too long, you can feel free to like dive out at the end, but is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yay!
Yeah,
because I think I'm cheating a little bit. There's another scene that I might want to add later, but I've got one scene left to write and it's quite a short one. So I might, if I write for 40 minutes, I might be able to write it. I'm feeling like this frenzy of I just want to get it done now. I'm so close. So thank you, Ellie, for joining us. I hope we haven't missed you. Yeah, so 40 minutes, if that's okay with everyone. Oh, it's so bad going on there because I just can't help but order about 10 different types of tea when I do. Everybody wishing Ellie good night. Yeah, I mean, I've not done this before, I don't think so. Let's see how the 40-minute one goes. Sweet iced tea vodka. That sounds interesting. I don't know whether you're from America, Laura, but I am in the UK. Like, I know you can get like peach flavored tea and stuff, but in America, it's such a thing. Like the iced tea, like sweet tea and stuff. Like, I'd never really come across it, but it's very nice, especially when it's hot. Yay! Yeah, Ashlyn, we need to get the words in. We can do this together. I don't know whether anybody else is writing in the chat tonight, but I'm going to channel all the words for the two of us. We can do this. So I hope you two have a great read in last one. Are you going to pick up a new book then, Kasha? Because you've literally got like a tiny bit left to read of yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I don't fall asleep, I'll probably pick up something, maybe something small. I have my middle grade ready, Field of Screams.
Nice. Good title. I love that.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just get to this one because I'm just finishing the afterword now. So we'll see. Maybe I'll take a break or something a little bit as well because it's nearly time for me to go to sleep as well. It's like 10:30 here, so
yeah, it's late. Yeah. Well, if you get tired, just feel free to duck out. We don't mind. We'll Catherine and I can always wrap up. And again, Catherine, if you want to go, I'm happy to. Like,
I'm good.
Okay, cool. I can see the sprint out on my own. I've done it before. Okay, I'm going to mark where we're up to in the comments. So let's do the 40 minutes and crossing my fingers, I'll be able to say to you, I've finished writing Mina and the Cult. The first terrible draft, but finished is finished.
yes.
So let's see, 40 more minutes and we'll see you on the other side. Sorry, once again, not ready. But I finished.
Yay!
So I have a first draft. Well, I have like half a decent draft and half a first draft. Relieved. So I've got 86,000 words so far, which is pretty good because normally I think book 2 was like 93,000. So it means I can add like a scene or two that I need to. Yeah, I feel quite relieved. So thank you for doing the extra 10 minutes with me. I really needed that. I was literally writing right up until I think I finished about 1 minute ago.
Nice.
So yay! I feel quite relieved now. I almost feel like I'm just going to pass out straight to sleep after that excitement. So Catherine, how about you? Did you have any excitement in your sprint? How did it go?
I read 42 pages.
Excellent. Gosh, you've read a lot tonight. I feel like you've made really good progress on that.
Yes, I'm 136 pages in, which is 14% because it's a 960-page book or something. So it's a tiny dent.
Yeah, but you said that you thought that was going to take you weeks if you carried on at that pace, you know. Might take less time you thought. You just need lots of sprints in that time, I think.
Yeah.
Keep sprinting. So did you start the middle grade book, Kasha?
Yeah, I started Field of Screams. I only made it to page, I think, 48 or something. So taking it easy with this one. Yeah, but it has really good reviews, so I'm interested to see. It's this girl, Rebecca. The family takes her for the summer. I think it's to Iowa with the family, and it's family she doesn't even know, so she doesn't want to go and whatever. But she's also really interested in ghosts, and she's always wanted to meet one. She believes that they exist, and she thinks there might be a possibility that she comes across one because there's all of these abandoned farms and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit paranormal, so we'll just see.
Cool. It sounds really interesting. Who did you say the author is?
Wendy Paris.
I don't think I've heard of her. Okay, I'm going to have to add that to my list. I've got a few middle grade books that I want to read.
Oh, it's her debut novel, so that's why you haven't heard of her.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
I don't know. It sounds like a solid start, though. That's good. I'm going to try and read that anthology that I mentioned, Jennifer Killick's middle grade one. And I've got a couple of other middle grade books that I want to read over Halloween too. But weirdly, I've got loads of adult horror on my TBR for Halloween. I'm a bit scared because I feel like it might be too much. But, kitty cuddles time.
Yeah, they know it's bedtime, so it's like, Mom, you're not in bed, so what's up?
You've done really well. I'll just do the last few comments, and I think it might be time to call it a night because we've been quite intense. 3 long sprints is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we were on the T comments earlier. Oh, do so well, Paula.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so pleased. Like I mentioned, I find drafting quite difficult, especially under the kind of time pressures I have to write in. So I feel like now that I've got a draft, I can shape it into something. So yes, very happy. Well done, Laura. That's cool. Nice. Beat the target, Ashley. Oh, thank you. Yes, if we've already missed you, Sharon, I'm looking forward to the chats tomorrow night. For anybody who's interested, we're doing the You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight live stream where I'll be chatting with Paula and Sharon and who else is going on? Oh, and Beth. Luckily, Kev is on track with everything I do because I have so many of these things organised that I just can't keep track. So yeah, Beth from Books Are Everywhere. So if you want to join us, we're doing that tomorrow night. Night, everyone. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, that is awesome. That is a good feeling. I think writing on deadline, I haven't felt like that for a while just because I always feel like I'm having to kind of push. Yes, I've managed to finish this draft. Very relieved. Thank you. Ooh, Read for Pixels. That sounds interesting. I've never heard of that. Has anybody else? Yeah, Kev keeps me on the straight and narrow. I'm going to have to look at what Read for Pixels is, right. I think it's time to wrap it up tonight. I did manage to stick to it. It's 12 minutes past 10. I think we said between 10 and quarter past. So we've done quite well, although Kasha's the real, what's the word?
Good. At least it's Friday, so.
Yes, I mean, 11:15. I'm impressed that you're still looking so awake. So thank you both so much for coming on screen. I hope you'll both come on again. And thank you, Catherine. I'm glad you joined us for your return to live sprinting.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I was going to mention that tomorrow. So the Nightfall book plates have been sent to me from the author who is living in Europe at the moment, and they haven't arrived. So I think that we're going to have to ask her to send some more, which means probably me sending some to her and them having to come back. So I'm sorry if anybody won one of those, but they are lost somewhere in the ether. As Kesha knows, sending stuff to and from Europe at the moment seems to be not that easy from the UK. So I'm sorry anybody who won one. I will try and get that sorted. Yes, so the ones that came from the US, absolutely fine. The ones so the You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight ones are here, but yeah, the ones from last month are not, sadly. Thank you. And yes, I'll be doing sprints next Thursday, definitely. I can't remember if I've got Monday ones, so do check my social media, and hopefully we can all catch up soon. Good night.
Good night. Bye, guys.